everybody, and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another week of Travel Talk. As always, my name is Ali. I am the marketing director with the Women's Travel Club, and I'm very happy to be here with you today to present to you our tour through Argentina, Chile, and Easter Island in 2025. So this tour will be running from March 3rd to the 15th of next year. It's 12 nights of superior first class accommodations, all breakfasts included, as well as 8 dinners and 2 lunches. Transportation, of course, by private luxury air-conditioned coach. Our arrival transfers are included as well, entrance fees, and you'll have both your English-speaking guide as well as the Women's Travel Club tour host. So this is a very exciting itinerary that we have cultivated for you with the Go Away team. I have 2 awesome guests joining me here today, Jennifer and Kara. So I will be bringing them onto the stage. They can introduce themselves to you and we can get rolling with this awesome presentation. So without further ado, let me bring the ladies on. So 1 and 2, and Jennifer and Kara, you're here. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
Thank you very much, Ali. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah. Perfect. And Kara, you recently enough had traveled to Argentina, and you said prior to starting the live show today that you're always happy to, join the conversation when it comes to traveling to this country. You've got great things to say, so I'm really excited to speak with you about your experience. And before we kind of get dive into the conversation, you had let me know that you stayed at one of the hotels that we have. Which one on the itinerary? Which one was that?
And so it would be. So it's the one in Buenos Aires, Grand Brizo. So I stayed there only for one night. We sort of bounced around and did some looking at all the hotels, but that one really did stick out to me. The staff were wonderful. The food was amazing, very clean, nice hotel, and the beds were very comfy.
Matters.
Yes. No, and it's in a great location too. It's in with walking distance to lots of things too as well. So very great hotel.
I always like to kind of dip my toe in to talk about the accommodations because, the tour is the highlight, of course, but these are the places we will be in between the excursions and whatnot, and those little details matter. I was even talking with a member today about the air conditioning in some of the hotels in Portugal, and those little details matter, even though you'll only be there for the night of sleep matters. So that's why I thought, we just kind of touch our toe on that. But you guys have, Jennifer, you have a presentation that you've prepared for our members today. If you'd like me to.
Yeah, we sure do.
Bring it up here.
Perfect. Yeah, no, listen, thank you, Ali, again, so much for having us on. Myself and Cara love nothing more than talking about fabulous destinations. And I know myself personally, I've been to Argentina and Chile. Haven't been to Easter Island yet, but it's definitely one of those bucket list trips to go to. And as you already heard from Cara, Cara recently was in Argentina as well. And she actually wanted to move there. She loved it so much. So we're excited to talk about this itinerary. It's super fabulous. So I'll just kick off with some general information. Sorry, I have to apologize. Cara's name is not up here because I only asked Cara a couple of hours ago. I was telling her I was doing a presentation on Argentina, and Cara was like, "Why am I not on it? Like, why haven't I not talking about it?" So Cara, apologies that your name's not up here, but yeah. So it's a team effort today. For those of you who don't know where Argentina, Chile, and Easter Island are located, they're right at the bottom of South America. So yeah, here's just a map here. Argentina is a pretty large country, you'll see. And interesting thought about Chile is it is such a skinny country. You've got the Andes to the right, and then you've got the coast on the left. And here's just some fun, your flags, your Argentinian flag, your Chilean flag, and the unique Easter Island flag as well. So I take it, Ali, the majority of people traveling with the Women's Travel Club would be Canadian. Am I right in saying that?
North American.
Yeah. So both Canadian, if they're Canadian and US passport holders, no visas are required for Argentina or Chile. Now you do go into Easter Island, which is also known as Rapa Nui. You do get an entry form that you'll fill out when you're there. Currency in Argentina and Chile, they both have their own currency, but it's And just to let you know, I know the Canadian dollar is pretty weak in other parts of the world. Good news is it's not in Argentina or Chile. So, giving you an example, 100 Canadian dollars will get you about 66,000 Argentinian pesos. So you're
Mhm.
like you're absolutely minted very well when you convert your money. And Cara, do you have any tips about converting money?
Yeah, I wanted to say it's funny, there are 2 ways to convert it down there. So there's like the government way and then there's the travel way. You so what I would recommend is either talking to your guide when they pick you up from the airport or go when you arrive at the hotel, ask them where the nearest tourist exchange is because when I was there, the government would exchange it at $1 was 270 pesos, but if you go to the travel one, $1 was 570 pesos.
Wow.
So it's way better to do the travel one. It's you're not doing anything illegal. It's just some kind of like travel currency rate they have. But you definitely feel like you live like a queen when you're down there. Queen like I remember I went out and had like a steak dinner with wine looking out at the pier and it cost me $10 US.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the one thing I'll say about
Mhm.
anywhere in South America, really. If you're into food, you're going to foodie heaven. It's
Exactly.
absolutely amazing. So you're going to start this amazing trip off with Buenos Aires, and you're going to be there for 3 nights. Now, for those of that you don't know this, Buenos Aires is known as the Paris of South America. And I remember hearing that term before I went. And if you can't tell, I'm Irish, but I've traveled quite extensively throughout Europe. So I'm very familiar of Paris. And when I got to Buenos Aires, I was like, oh my goodness, you really, really feel like you're in Europe. It has a
Yeah.
real European feel to it, even down to the people as well. It's obviously from the invasion from Europe way back when. But I would say Buenos Aires is actually more similar to Madrid than it is Paris, for those of you who've been, but the architecture and everything's absolutely amazing. So you are going to be 3 nights in Buenos Aires, which is a great amount of time to explore this amazing city. Now, this is a hotel Cara stayed in, the Gran Brizo Hotel. And what I will say about this hotel is we send a lot of, here at Go Away, we send a lot of groups to Argentina, and this is one of our top hotels. People love it. They absolutely love it. And I think, Cara, you were already touched on this with regards to the staff. They're phenomenal. Would you agree?
Mhm. Yeah, very thoughtful, very kind, always there to lend a hand, and just I can't even say one thing that my needs weren't met. And
Yeah,
I'm sort of like I wouldn't say a hotel snob, but a hotel really makes my vacation, like just being in that hotel room. And these rooms were gorgeous, comfy, yeah, very safe hotel. It was wonderful. Mhm.
that's great. And I will say I'm a snob. Absolutely. When it comes to hotels, do you know what? I don't want to say a snob. I'm a pampered princess. And I think it's one of those things especially when you work in the travel industry, we're fortunate enough to stay in lots of different hotels. And I think you're right, Ali, you said it already as well. When you're on holidays, you don't want to be worried whether the bed is dirty or the room is dirty. You want to be going into a place that you feel like you're being pampered and it's, a little bit of luxury. So this hotel is fantastic for that. Again, location is brilliant. Very, very safe city. And Cara mentions, well, there's the rooftop pool that you can
Yeah.
enjoy. Like absolutely
And
incredible.
there's also like I don't know if you see the pool picture right there. There's a little coverage on the balcony. Down
Mhm.
there, this is a beautiful has a beautiful view of the city too. So this is off right from the gym. So you can just go right out there and look and it's a gorgeous view of the city. So make sure you do that.
Whoever wants
Mhm.
to go to the gym on their holidays, let's be honest.
No,
Right.
it's through the gym. It's through the gym.
Yeah, through the gym to have a drink and
Yeah.
have a good view. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because you don't need to go to the gym on this. If you want to, all of the hotels will have gyms. But you know what? You're going to do so much walking and exploring on this magnificent trip anyway. So,
Mhm.
and as Ali mentioned, breakfast is included daily, and the breakfast in Argentina is amazing. Like from all the like fresh pastries, breads, and they have, if you're into charcuterie boards, which I absolutely love, that's sort of a staple of the breakfasts in South America, across South America, where they'll have every type of cheese possible, all the different meats. It's absolutely, yeah, I'm getting hungry now actually thinking about it. So it's amazing. And on your day of arrival, You're going to, so obviously you'll get checked into the hotel depending on what time your flight gets in at. Get checked in, get comfortable, and then that night you're going to have a welcome dinner with the group, and it's at the Fernando Mayoral Supper Club. So it's one of these sort of I don't know what way you explain it, where the chefs are there cooking in front of you,
Mhm.
and oh, just incredible. And the atmosphere, and for any meat eaters out there, and even if you're a vegetarian, don't be a vegetarian for this trip because the meat, like, it's just the steaks, the beef, oh, absolutely melt in your mouth. So you'll start that first night really experiencing true Argentinian cuisine. And only joking, if you are a vegetarian or you're a vegan or any of particular dietary requirements, they have something to suit every palate. But I think this dinner really sort of sets the tone for your South American trip. So you will have that, and then the following day, excuse me, you're going to have a full day city tour. It's been years since I was in Argentina, but one of the things I remember so clear is the cemetery Recoleta here underneath. So I don't know, you'll have to sing Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. So Evita's actually buried there. So it's an amazing experience. You've got Plaza de Mayo. Cara, you went to all of these different areas, didn't you?
Yes, like we went to like the pink mansion as they call it, and
Yeah.
we didn't do the cemetery though. I wish we had did. There's a rose sculpture that we went to,
Yeah.
and the rose garden, which was really neat. So,
Yeah.
but the guide, they really take you around, and they're going to show you everything, and it's just wonderful. And sometimes if there's room for it and you see something, they can stop to take pictures. Like they're really accommodating. It was
Mhm.
wonderful.
So you're going to
Mhm.
have a full day to experience Buenos Aires, and you'll end with the La Boca area, which is a really famous area, and you've got all the colored houses. And if there's any soccer fans out there, soccer sort of originated in this area as well. So really, really great, fun-filled, packed day in exploring Argentina. And then the next day, what I love about this itinerary as well is it's not go, go, go the whole time, which I think is important because you don't want to have a holiday after a holiday. So you're obviously your first day you're going to have that full day exploring the city. The next day you're going to get up and have that delicious breakfast again, but you've got a full day at leisure. So really, if any of you are people watchers or anything like that, or there will be optional tours available as well, but you do have a day at leisure. And as Cara mentioned, the hotel is in a fantastic location, so you can literally
Mhm.
from your doorstep go off and explore. And then you're going to end the day though, and this is included, with a dinner and tango show.
Mhm.
It's incredible. I didn't think I'd like a tango show. I was like, would I be into it? But it's an amazing experience, Cara, isn't it?
It was wonderful, like incredible. Just the venue and how everything's decorated was beautiful, but the tango, incredible. I was blown
Yeah.
away. And
And
can I just say too for the day, there is Uber down here. So if you download that app, it's way less expensive than using cabs. So use the Uber. Um, the other thing I want to say about the food is I went to a McDonald's there, and the McDonald's is the fanciest thing I've ever seen. Like, so that just like I was like, okay, this even in Argentina, the McDonald's is very fancy. So
Cara, how could you be eating McDonald's when you could be eating anything in Argentina?
and the
Argentina.
people are very honest because it was like I think it was 12,000 pesos and I gave her like 22,000.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
she's like, "Oh no, this is too much." Like so,
Oh,
There you
but
go.
no.
They're honest people then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It was like
listen,
but it was like a cafe. They had specialty coffees and biscuit like it was yeah, just as a
wow.
side note.
everyone's going
Yeah.
to
Interesting.
want to try the McDonald's in Argentina now, Cara, just to see how easy it is. But no, the tango show, and I will say it's
Mhm,
it's very authentic. Sometimes when you go to different places, they can be very
mhm,
cabaret-ish or not authentic. In Argentina, and this particular dinner and tango show, it is really, really authentic. And you're going to find that you actually get a lot of locals that go there to enjoy it. Because not only is the entertainment phenomenal, the food is amazing as well.
Mm.
I said my time in Argentina, I never had one bad meal. The food was just so so good. So you're going to end, and I think that'll be a great way to end your sort of your Buenos Aires experience, because the following morning then you're going to fly. It's a short flight from Buenos Aires to Iguazu Falls. So
Mhm.
there's this picture, it doesn't do it justice, and I should have taken some of your pictures, Cara, but what's really interesting is the rainbow. Cara had taken so many pictures of her own recent trip, and just seeing the rainbows everywhere. It sort of looks fake, you know, as if it's sort of imposed on it. But Cara, what's your experience of Iguazu Falls?
I cried. I was one of those people. But it was such a beautiful experience. Even like the guides are so wonderful. Like we went pretty early. And it's a train going up to the falls, so it's not a strenuous hike or anything like that. And then when you get to the when you get off, you're just gonna walk down a boardwalk. It's about like 25 minutes, and it's a very leisure walk where there's water on both sides, and then you get to the falls, and it just opens up, and it's absolutely incredible. Um, yeah, like I can't even describe it. It is amazing. It should be on everyone's bucket list.
To
It's one of those
me,
pinch moments.
those falls, I mean, I live 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. Okay. So I have access to, you know, one of the world's most famous, beautiful waterfalls, you know, around. But what's different from these falls to the Niagara Falls is the ecotourism, the nature. Where at Niagara Falls, you've got so much of the hustle and bustle of the tourism industry with the, you know, the attractions of the Clifton Hill, and you've got the casino, and you've got, there's just so many lights and fun things going on, and it's an incredible, obviously, place to be. But to jump onto the point of you cried, Cara, I get that, because I cried on my India tiger safari. It's being immersed in nature and seeing it at its natural core is so,
and it's
moving.
It's all around you, like everywhere you look, it's just beauty. And like I've never been to Niagara Falls, so I can't say, but like the people that I was with, they had, and they said this was 100 times better. So
I can
like not to put those falls down, but like it's so large and just gorgeous. And you will get the spray off. So maybe bring like a raincoat or something. I didn't, but I didn't mind it, but just in case. But it's a very humid weather in Guazhou. So it is very warm, and so I was okay with getting sprayed. But no, it was absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't speak to it enough. And then afterwards you go down, and there is a little gift shop there before you catch the train where you can get like a snack or something, but then there are birds that steal it, so beware of that as well.
But I think that's been immersed in nature, as you just mentioned there, Ali, as well. So with the great thing about this tour too, you're going to be 2 nights in Iguazu, and you're staying at the Panoramic Hotel, which again is a beautiful hotel. Whoever picked these hotels, kudos to you, because I said Pampered Princess here, and these hotels are amazing. So you'll see you're in a gorgeous 4-star hotel. You've got the beautiful pool, but you've got the most amazing setting. So you're actually going to experience the Brazilian side of the falls on day 1. And then the following day, you're going to experience the Argentinian side. So both are quite different. But I think just to talk about what you're comparing about with Niagara, Ali, it's not near as commercialized, even though Iguazu Falls, like Victoria Falls in Africa, it's one of those places, it's world famous and world renowned, but it's not as, it is touristy. It's not as commercialized. So I think, and again, it's lovely the fact that you've got the 2 nights here, because you'll be in Brazil one day, you'll be in Argentina the next day. So it's great to experience that as well.
Sorry, what I should have said too is they do control the amount of people going up with the trains. So you won't feel like there will be a few people, but you won't feel absolutely crowded. That's the other thing I should have mentioned as well. Is like they can't control who comes back, but it takes a while for trains to go. So you do have a moment where there won't be a lot of people in there, which also makes it nice.
And you can, you know what, it's funny though when you show the pictures, because it might look like there's nobody there, but when you see them, there can be, but you can always get those picture moments where it looks like you're on your own. But you're right, they're very focused in Argentina and Chile, you'll find, and especially in Easter Island, there's a big focus on ecotourism as well. So they're very responsible when it comes to the visitors coming into the falls, because they want them to be there for years to come.
The other thing I should mention too, if there's any mobility issues, they have wheelchairs that can, like, there's no stairs or anything. So there's wheelchairs where you can just go right down the ramp. And if you need someone to push you on the wheelchair, just let your travel agent know, and they'll make sure to have someone pushing you as well.
Yeah. And bring a hair tie. That's what I would say, because if you don't want your hair to be frizzy from all of the spray that comes off it,
And
take
the
a hair tie.
humidity, yeah.
Yeah, there's your tip. But here's just a visual picture of what the hotel is like as well. Pool's gorgeous, really, really good 4-star accommodation, and the people there are they hire all locals as well, which I love, because you're really getting to immerse with the local people too. So I said you're going to be 2 nights there, and then your last night, and I know Cara, you experienced this
I know, I'm so excited
Argentinian
about this one.
dinner experience. Again, Cara, do you want to talk about it? Because I know it's an
Well,
amazing
I don't
experience.
wanna give away too many things 'cause, I think going and experiencing it is the fun part, but it's definitely the first going in is a surprise. I didn't know it was how, it's like a speakeasy is how I would say. You wouldn't expect it's where it is, so it was very fun. They teach you all about the local cuisine, so, you're gonna be and they teach you about their I think it's matiti? What was it? They
No idea.
when you're in Argentina, you're gonna see a whole bunch of locals, and they're gonna have a cup all the time, and they're gonna have a straw coming out, and it's this tea that they drink constantly, and they basically fill up the cup, and then so they teach you how to make that, which is really wonderful, and you taste that. They teach you how to make empanadas, which is wonderful, and it's a really great experience. And then what there was the dinner that was a great like it's kind of like buffet style. Thing comes in front of you and you grab it, but the dinner was wonderful. Learning how to make empanadas was wonderful. The tea, it was great. Like it was a very fun experience. It was one of the highlights of the trip.
Yeah, a lot of
Mhm,
people love this, and it's really interactive as well. So it's not like going into
mhm,
a regular restaurant. And I think
mhm,
I love when I go to places like this where you can come back and actually use some of the information when you come home and be like, do you know what? I'm going to make
mhm.
empanadas for my family. Not that I
Yeah.
ever would, but do you know what? I could if I wanted to, because I learned how to do it when I'm in
And
Argentina.
again, I didn't want to give too much away, but you'll see they'll teach you different things of why an empanada is shaped this way and things like that. It's really cool. And where it is located as well, it's in a really local marketplace. But when we were leaving, there was this outside bar and there was a huge soccer game on, and the locals were just very excited and jumping about this. It was really cool to experience the locals just standing outside of a bar watching a soccer game. But it's in a really great location as well too, if you wanna do a little shopping or anything as well. Mhm.
Brilliant. So that's a great way to end your stay in Iguazu, because the next day, I believe, yeah, you're actually going to fly from Iguazu to Santiago in Chile. And this picture of Chile really just, it reminds me exactly what Chile is like, what Santiago's like. It is so bizarre that the Andes are so close to you. It's
Wow.
for any of you who've been to Banff or Lake Louise, or I don't know, as an Irish person, I remember my first time driving to Banff, and the mountains look fake. You know, you're
Yeah,
driving along and then all of a sudden it's like, it just seems weird that they're there.
yeah.
It's even more extreme in Chile. It really, really is, because the land is so thin, and then you've got the most magnificent mountain range behind you, and then you've got the coast. It's absolutely incredible. Santiago was actually one of my favorite cities that I've ever been to. I didn't know much about it before I went. They have a fascinating history, a very turbulent past as well. But you're going to be spending, I believe it's 4 nights in Santiago. And this is the first hotel that you're going to stay in, the Cumbres Lasteria Hotel. Again, from a location point of view, absolutely fantastic. Again, a very, very safe city to explore. And I love the fact that about these hotels, they're not big chains. I know
Mhm,
when I'm away, I want to have the comforts of a Westin or a Hyatt. I want to know that, it's going to be standardized in the sense that there's going to be no issues. But I
mhm,
love the fact that these are local chains, and you feel like you're in Chile when you're staying in this hotel. So really, really gorgeous hotel. And as you mentioned already, Ali, like breakfast is included daily
mhm,
too. So you're going to be there for the 4 nights. And then
mhm,
the next day you have dinner upon arrival as well. And all of the restaurants where the dinners are absolutely amazing. And the Chilean food is very different to the Argentinian food as well.
mhm,
Equally as good as each other, but you'll find you'll get a lot more seafood and stuff in Chile with the proximity to the coast, versus like fresh seafood I'm talking about, but
mhm,
absolutely delicious. The following day, you will have a half day city tour to go off and explore. And there's lots of cool, quirky markets and stuff in Chile. And again, your dollar, whether you're in Canada or in the US, your dollar goes a long, long way.
mhm.
Um, You've got a dinner included here at a vino, the Bocanari's Vino Bar. So again, cuisine is absolutely amazing, and it's all local, fresh ingredients. They're very much about that sort of farm to table. Is that what you say? A farm to
Yeah.
table mentality. So
Hmm.
again, all fresh ingredients. And we forgot to mention in Argentina, but Argentina and Chile, the wine.
Mm,
Like,
yes.
I know Cara is
The
completely spoiled
Melba.
when she'll only drink Malbec now. She's come a long way from growing up in Brandon, Manitoba, where she'll only now drink Malbec after Argentina.
It's funny when the guide was talking to me and he's like, "Well, how much do you spend on a bottle?" And I was like, "I'm very cheap, like $10." And now it's gone up to like $30. I have to have my 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 Malbec, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
if
happens.
you want to even prepare yourself before, like look for a bottle of Mendoza, Argentina wine before Melback and just like have some tastes and then yeah, but
Well,
no, it was wonderful.
you're going to have a lot of experience then. You're going to be all wine connoisseurs after your portion in Chile, because you do have some wine tasting. But it'll actually start off, I think, at the dinner in this really, really great wine bar in Santiago, where you're going to taste lots of wines. You'll have tasted an awful lot from Argentina as well. But in Chile, the wine is absolutely magnificent. So on then the day two, then this is a full day tour where you're going to go to Vina del Mar, then Valparaiso. Both are up, and it's not a lot. I want to say it's just over 100 kilometers. You're going right along the coast, and you've got the Pacific Ocean to your left, and you're going to have the Andes to the right. It's absolutely amazing. Now, Valparaiso, for those of you who don't know, is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, and it's known as the cultural capital of Chile. So it's the whole vibe about the place and the colors. It's magnetic. I don't know what way to describe it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to be a full day tour there. And you do have lunch included, I believe, as well.
Mhm.
Um,
And just to jump in, for some
yeah,
reason, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been picking at my eye. I think I have something in it. I'm just gonna
no.
look in the
You
mirror really quickly. I'll be back in
you
just a
go
few.
sort listen, we're yapping away, Ali. You
I
go
will
and sort your eye out.
just a few moments. I'll be right back. I
No problem.
apologize.
Listen, we're chatting away here anyway, Ali.
It's
But yeah, so you're going to have this
a
full
moment.
go on, you go on ahead. So just to let you know as well, Vina del Mar and Valparaiso are two separate cities. So you will start off in Vina del Mar too. So Vina, the vine of the sea, Del Mar is definitely of the sea, but they're right along the coast. And this is an area that would have been very famous for Chile's like first casinos and that. Really spectacular. And Valparaiso, I can see why it's a World Heritage Site, even just from the colors of the houses and the architecture is absolutely incredible. So you'll spend the entire day there. And then the full day, this is where Cara would love, the next full day is going to be a full day wine tour. So you get to experience two different wineries. You'll go to the vineyards, you'll see how they pick the grapes, and the fun part of it is you're going to actually taste and sample. Did you get your eye sorted, Ali?
I did. It
Oh,
was
good.
one of those when the mascara gets in your eye, and yeah. So we're
Yeah, you're
sorted.
sorted. Well, you've joined at the important time now,
Yes,
because we're
yes.
just talking about the
I heard the wine, and I
full
came
day
in.
wine tour. Yeah. So you will be visiting two different wineries that day. You'll see how the whole production of wine takes place. And and again, it's although these are busy touristy spots in the sense that people go to Chile, and Chile's obviously famous for world renowned wine, it doesn't feel commercialized in any way, shape, or form when you're there. You feel like you're the only people, you're immersing with locals, and you get to sample some of the best wine in the world. You do have lunch at Equilibrio that day as well, where you're really, really enjoying Chilean, famous Chilean cuisine. So it's an amazing day, and that'll be a full day tour.
And Jennifer, we
And
just have a
yeah,
question here in the chat from Diane saying, does this trip go to Patagonia?
it
And
doesn't.
yeah,
No, doesn't go to Patagonia. That could be a whole other trip, Dan. That's a whole other conversation. So
yeah,
yeah, no, it doesn't touch on Patagonia. And I think this is a difference where you're actually going to go to Easter Island. So that'll
sorry.
be That's she's clicking my slides, people. She's saying, "Hurry up, Jennifer! You're talking
I
you're
didn't even know
talking too much."
what happened.
I don't know. It was like, move on. So you're going to
Easter Island.
Easter Island. Well, and you know what? I have to be full disclosure, everyone. I haven't been to Easter Island yet, and nor has Cara. But it's one of those places, I think, similar to that of the Galapagos, where it's
Yeah.
one of these bucket list trips.
Mhm.
Now, for those of you who don't know, like East, I think you'll probably all have seen these monuments some way along your life, because they're very, very famous. But Easter Island is owned by Chile. So it is a Chilean territory as such. It used to be called Rapa Nui. That was the original name. So it's actually a Polynesian island, if you don't know that. But a bit like, if any of you have been to Machu Picchu, the Rapa Nui people would they praise the gods of the stars and the moon and all that. It's a fascinating history. So you're going to have different you're going to spend 3 full days exploring Easter Island. So that first full day, and yeah, did I write it down? Because I was like, I'm going to forget how to explain this, but I believe it's the full day of looking at the stars. Yeah, do you know what it is? It's a half day tour. It's called Looking Towards the Stars. That's what it's called. And they're going to teach you how the Rapa Nui people used to praise their gods and that. So that'll be the first day. As I said, you're going to spend 3 nights in the most gorgeous, let me see if I've got pictures of the hotel. Here you go, the Ali Planko Rapa Nui Hotel. So again, you're not going to get your big Hyatts or Hiltons or anything like that on Easter Island. It's going to be very, very authentic to the region. The following day, you'll go inland and experience the island that way. But I just want to show you here. So if anyone knows, Easter Island is famous for pink beaches, the pink sands. So absolutely gorgeous. Be aware though, if you do decide to go swimming, okay, don't wear a white bathing suit because it can actually the sand can stain your clothes, or white, for example. You don't want to be sitting because the water and the sand can mix. It's actually like almost like a natural dye.
Yeah.
So I know you'd never think of something like
No,
that.
something
Yeah.
that we have to know, when advising our members, but something that as a traveler wouldn't be on the forefront of your mind when packing.
I know, absolutely incredible. So and just to let you know as well, it's a bit of a way, like you're out in Polynesia when you're in Easter Island, although it's part of Chile, it's 5-hour flight. So it's not, it's I suppose to Canadians it might be a hop, skip, and a jump, but it's, you're going right into the Pacific Ocean, and you have got that gorgeous turquoise waters as well. So again, you're going to be 3 nights here, and there's a standard of the room. With the modern contemporary 4-poster beds. I think I made the photo a bit skinny. It looks a bit distorted there, but you get the general gist. And then I suppose the swimming pool, when you're sitting there and look at the views you're going to have, is absolutely amazing. So this is the perfect, I think Easter Island will be the place where you're literally immersing yourself in nature and being like, oh my God, where am I? Like, this is absolutely incredible. And there, the monuments. Now, question for Ali. Do you know how many monuments are on Easter Island? Have a
I
guess.
don't know the exact number, but you think I would, as after the amount of times I've put these images in our posts and emails, but I don't.
Yeah, 900.
Why
900.
was I under the impression that it was just like
12? Yeah, I know. No.
Like maybe 20 to 30 of them.
And I think these famous ones where a lot of the pictures people think, like I don't know how many's there, but there's actually throughout Easter Island, there's 900 monuments, and these date back to donkey's years ago. Like years and years and years ago. So I think the guides that are there in Easter Island are amazing, and they're really, really, I suppose they're quite emotional about their ancestors and how they made these monuments and what they stand for as well. So you're going to hear all about it, and I don't know if this is sunset or sunrise. It looks like it's sunset. If any of you are on Instagram and stuff, you're going to get the most Instagrammable pictures of your life when you're on Easter Island as well. So I said you're going to be 3 nights there, and then you'll end. Look, we're heading back already, but you're going to end the tour. You can't fly back to Canada or the US from Easter Island, so you will fly back to Santiago to take your flight onwards back to North America.
And
so it's like 3 trips in one.
And the internal flights, as it stands right now, are all included in the pricing that we have. I believe
I
it's
don't
just
know if they are, Ali. I don't know. I think maybe I saw that they weren't. I don't know. We can double check that one
yeah.
just to be on
Just
the
to be
safe side.
100% certain,
Yeah.
because as always with our tours, your flights to and from your home airport are not included. So the pricing that you see on the website would reflect the tour itself, not the insurance or any of your flights to and from your home country. Now, with the internal flights, of course, we'll just have to double check on that. Sharon has asked here, would the monuments be similar to the ones in Tahiti? Which is a good question, Sharon.
To be honest, Sharon, I don't know. I think
Mhm.
like Tahiti's obviously a French Polynesian island, territory as well. But I believe Easter Island, they are a little bit different. They are unique. And I said, they've an awful lot more monuments on Easter Island than they would in Tahiti. And again, Tahiti's far more commercialized than Easter Island would be too. So it's sort of a different vibe.
I was talking and my mic was off. It says so. I mean, the structure, I guess, the style is quite similar
Mhm.
in terms of the actual physical structure of the monument itself, but the history, I think, and
Would be different. Yeah.
would be different, and the allure of how they got there on Easter Island, about such a like a 5.5 hour
I know.
plane ride away from Chile itself, is such a remote kind of area, and that all plays into kind of the lore, I guess.
I know. And I'm actually just trying to see the distance between Easter Island to Tahiti, just to see how
Mhm.
close. And look, Google's fantastic at getting me a quick answer. So it's actually halfway. Easter Island is halfway to Tahiti. So I would say, like, who knows the people where they like who knows where they started off either, but it
Mhm.
is halfway. So I'd say there are similarities, but
Mhm.
I know it's Polynesian, but it's different as well. And as I
Yeah.
said, from a number of monuments. And again, Tahiti has some of those world famous hotels. People are going. Tahiti is one of those very exotic destinations, a bit like the Maldives or Mauritius. But Easter Island is a little bit different, unique in its
Mhm.
own way.
Exactly. And we do have a, tour in Tahiti at the end of 2024, a cruise tour.
Oh,
However, we
fabulous.
when curating these two different itineraries, when we looked at Tahiti versus looking at, Chile and Argentina, the pull towards the Easter Island and the historical culture there, as opposed to the Tahitian monuments and whatnot, we felt, okay, Tahiti might be more of a relaxation kind of beachy vibe. Not to say, of course, we've got pink sand and turquoise waters over here as
Mhm.
well for this tour, but we felt that the historical significance of Easter Island was well worth exploring when curating a Argentinian Chilean
Chilean as well. I know it's a mouthful, isn't it?
no, sure. But it's a good question, Sharon, because they are, like I said previously, in terms of structure and style, they are very virtually, almost identical, but within a completely different history, and not completely, but a different history. And
Yeah.
with that being said, like Jennifer had mentioned about the guides on Easter Island, are very passionate and emotional about the history of the island and their ancestors. And I'm sure that when anybody is on this tour to speak with these guides about the Tahitian monuments, I'm sure they've had that question asked. I'm sure they know the history and they have an answer, and they'd be happy to go into details with you guys, because that's their whole life, is reliving these experiences every day with new groups of people, and they'll be happy to speak with you about those questions.
And Easter, there's only one flight a day that goes into Easter Island as well. So again, we've spoken about the being eco-responsible too. They do limit the number of people that will go onto the island because they don't want the mass crowds. They don't want the mass tourism. So really, really, I can't wait to go. It's definitely, I said, it's on my bucket list of places, and I'll be there soon enough. Can't wait.
And like you said, I so comparing, talking about the falls and Easter Island, and then kind of saying, well, if anybody's been to Machu Picchu, and as I don't know if you know, I am going there in September with an amazing group of members from our club. I will be their tour host, and I'm always looking at different tours and itineraries that match up or kind of give the same vibe to learn, because it's all educational to me as well when looking into tours like Machu Picchu or the Easter Island or anything along those lines. So it's such a historically, culturally significant tour that we've put together with you guys.
It's mind blowing. And when you go, Ali, when you go to Machu Picchu, is this going to be your first time?
It will, yes.
Honestly, your mind is going to be blown away as to how these people managed to build a city on the side of a mountain without JCBs or diggers or any equipment.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mind blowing.
And I think that's kind of the pull Easter Island has, the hold that it has on the world, because it's such a mysterious, burning questions that we will probably never know the answer to.
What were they thinking?
Archaeology can only take us so far, and science and and all that. But what was the emotional, spiritual drive to make these monuments, and how did it work? How did it happen?
I know. You're going to experience that in Machu Picchu as well, where the Inca people praised the suns and the moons and the gods. And like certain things are like, literally they'll say the shape, it's here because you have the perfect view to the stars. And apparently Easter Island is similar to that as well. I think it is. It's mind blowing. It makes me sad about what we're doing to the world now ourselves. What are we leaving people compared to what all of these people left in, previous lives?
We cheat with all of the, like you said, construction stuff and all that.
I know, AI and everything. Listen, I think myself and Cara need to come on this women's travel club trip to Easter Island now. We're selling it to ourselves.
I know that's every travel talk I have is me selling a tour to myself.
I know.
If only. But one day, it's baby steps, and hopefully, in curating these amazing itineraries for our members, that we can also share the experiences with them on some of the tours as well, which I get to do in September. So I'm very delighted and super excited, because I love even speaking with the members as they've come back from the tours, getting their side of the story, their knowledge and experiences, and what they've seen for themselves on the ground floor. And this is no exception to that. I cannot wait to speak with the members that go on this tour, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot to be said after. So
definitely.
Anyway. Well, thank you both for joining us here. I can make us a little bigger here. Thank you both, Jennifer and Cara, for coming on today. Jennifer, I know we have another talk, not next week, but the week after for our Morocco, I believe.
Yes, Morocco.
Yeah. Sorry, I have so many itineraries and things.
I can imagine.
Until I look at my calendar, I'm like, which one is next week?
I know. Time is flying as well.
Yes. How are we in June? I don't know.
And the middle of June at that. I don't know either.
Yeah. But that'll be, this was, of course, a wonderful presentation. So first and foremost, thank you both for giving us an extra point of view on what this tour has to offer. You've both been to Argentina, and Jennifer in a couple of weeks to discuss the Morocco trip. I actually almost went to Morocco and didn't for personal reasons, but I can't wait to sit with you and go over the amazing itinerary that we have.
Oh, you're going to love it. Argentina is amazing, but Morocco is absolutely incredible as well. I'm a big fan of Morocco, but I look forward to chatting all about it, Ali. And thanks so much for having us on today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
No bother at all, Cara, sorry. It's the Irish in me when I talk to Jennifer. My accent comes out a little bit. I can't stop it.
She's well used to it with me. She's well used to it.
But even the M, but going forward, thank you again for coming in. And I know you said you're always willing to speak about Argentina and this tour. So to our members watching, if you guys have any further questions that you might not be inclined to ask at the live show right now, always available through our chat on Facebook, Instagram, or our website, or you can reach us by phone or email. And if you have a specific question that you would like to have for Jennifer or Kara, just ask me and I'd be happy to relay the message for you. So with that being said, if there's no more comments or questions, I think that's it's a good way to wrap up the end of this presentation. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much, Ali. Chat to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Take care. Bye. Bye.